Qorah is the electric mobility solution from Sterling Bank. It's designed to provide electric vehicles for different use cases, right from regular four-wheelers to two- and three-wheelers. What Qorah is trying to do is to accelerate the adoption of electric vehicles in the country by layering financing and providing the ecosystem that will allow the electric vehicles to thrive. So I would like to state again that you are probably 12 months from riding your first electric vehicle, whether it is as a vehicle you own or as a transport or commercial vehicle that you're going to ride in. What's happening is there's a revolution going on in the country where people are looking for alternative sources of commuting, and electric vehicle kind of poses that solution. It gives them an opportunity to explore other options that are cheaper, right? One of the biggest problems with electric vehicles are the charging times. They are known to have slow charging times. You need to charge them for a longer period. However, that's because you're using one of the chargers, the default chargers that come with these vehicles. For public charging, DC fast charging allows you to charge these vehicles in less than 1 hour, and then you can be on your way. Electric vehicles will redefine how we commute, because you then need to plan how you're going, where you're going to, how much range you can cover, and the proximity to charging stations so you can charge the vehicles at will. All right, but people think electric vehicles is for the future. In Sterling, we believe electric vehicles are for the now. There's an interesting thing about power mixes for these charging sites, right? You can either use grid or sustainable power or distributed renewable energy, in this case solar. So you can have solar complement your power mix so that you can then provide enough electricity for these vehicles for a certain period of time. The interesting about electric vehicles is you can also, for what we are providing at Qorah, you will be able to communicate with the charge stations with your vehicle, from your app, from your phone, to reserve a charging time. So if you decide that you want to charge your vehicles, you can actually book to charge, right? And that space will be reserved for you, and all you have to do is then go in with your vehicle, park, and charge. You can charge with a DC, which is a fast charger, super fast charger, or you can charge with AC, which is a bit slower. Now, something about charging that you must note is, just like you fuel your vehicles, you fuel your tanks. Not every time you fuel at filling stations that you fuel to full, right? Same thing with charging. You don't necessarily have to charge to full for as long as it gets where you want to go to. By default, each vehicle comes with its own charger, a portable charger. Just like when you have your laptop and a charger with it, each electric vehicle comes with something similar, howbeit bigger. So you can connect to a normal 3-pin plug, leave it overnight, have your vehicle charged, and then you're prompt on the way the next day. So the charging solution and option is not just by charging publicly. You can charge at the house, and if you then need to charge in public, you can reserve a spot, right, from any of the charging stations that will be rolling out in the next couple of months. That allows you to be able to plan your movement such that you get to the charging stations, you park your vehicles, it's charged, you pick it up when you're done, and then you're on the way. We also have another flexible solution, which is mobile charging. Now, in places where you don't have to park to charge, or there are no charging stations in those locations, you can have a mobile charger drive to your location. You order it, and it's got the batteries and all of that in there, and plugs into your vehicle, and then your vehicle's charging. For the battery swap, that works for the lighter EVs, like the tricycles and two-wheelers. They are called light-duty vehicles. They are much smaller. The battery capacities are smaller. Like, for instance, for a tricycle, the battery capacity may be 4.8 kilowatt-hour, but for a regular EV, you can be between 48 or 50, almost 10 times the size of the battery, which means the amount of electricity required to charge those ones will be pretty more than for the tricycles. Now, that allows us to be able to take the tricycles like small modules, put them in cabinets, have them charged off-site, and then when the vehicles, the riders of the tricycles are riding, they come there and then exchange their fully depleted battery for a fully charged one into their vehicles, and they are off within the same time or even less than what they would have done if they were charging at a filling station. The solution for swapping doesn't necessarily apply to the four-wheelers, even though it does exist, but it hasn't been seen to be commercially viable. Before us in Nigeria, where we are still in the nascent stage of the ecosystem, having the swapping solution allows us to be able to activate the commercial driving, the commercial transport system at a very low level that allows it to scale. The message to Nigerians is electric vehicles are already here. They're no longer the future. All you have to do is think about it. The next ride or taxi or ride hailing or tricycles you're going to be jumping into, it's probably going to be electric in the next couple of months. Not just that. The motorcycle that would deliver a parcel to your house would probably also be electric. The electric vehicles will coexist nicely with the ICE, right? Just the same way you have several internodal transport systems. You have the rail, you've got the boats, they're all complementing. The idea is to move people. Guess what? There's a deficit in the road transport already for vehicles that can move around. There's always that deficit, which can be, plugged by having vehicles running there. So at no time are we even sufficient enough to have enough vehicles running. So they will coexist up until the point where we're able to decarbonize, increase the number of electric vehicles. When people begin to see the benefits and the savings they get, what they realize is that they would rather switch. And that switch is what Qorah can do for you.